Good morning, my knitters. Welcome to Recreational Knitting. Today, we're going to see what's in the storage bin. Come along with me. Welcome to Recreational Knitting. My name is Karen. I'm wearing a ranunculus, and today we're going to look at one of my storage bin unit thingies here, Rubbermaid things, and we're opening it up and seeing what I left for 4 years. It could be anything. I really hope it's my grandmother's lamp, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Yeah, I think there's a lot of quilting fabric in here. So I need to get to work on that too. Those of you that don't know the backstory, we lived in an RV for almost 4 years while we traveled the United States. Yes, it was a big one, but it was still small. So we are finally back in Florida where we just purchased a house, and I'm glad that we are in a house with no wheels. I have to say, it's been very nice. For those of you that have asked, I'm still haven't gotten my medical issues straightened out. We'll figure it out sometime. So I just don't have the stamina I once did. So let's get to it. We have a storage thing here to dig through. And the first thing that I see is some purple yarn. I think I must have had some ravens on my mind. This is obviously some kind of eBay cashmere, I would guess, that I purchased way back when. Different languages, don't know. I'm assuming it's Chinese. It's 98% something and 2% something else. So I would hesitate to say that the 98% is cashmere, but it is a very nice fingering weight. I could see knitting a scarf out of this. I have 4 balls. Yeah, I'll find room. Oh, look at this. I don't think they even make this anymore under this name. This is a single ply, and I have 2 skeins of it, unless there's more in there. But this is Barocco Peruvia, and this is in the color 7122. I have 2 skeins of it. That is lovely. Might make a nice hat for some kids that live in Maryland. Yeah. Can you see the golds and the greens in there? Yeah, I can see why I didn't take that on our trip. Yeah, so we've got some yarn. And it looks like I have some Lion brand cotton in a navy blue. Okay, I have a couple more up there. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'll do with this, but we'll get to it. Oh goodness. All right. I have, oh my goodness, I have some pretty yarns in here and I'm not sure what they are. This one is an 80% merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, 420 yards, and it's by Dragonfly Fiber, and it's the black pearl colorway. Ooh, isn't that beautiful? Lovely, lovely, lovely fingering weight. Obviously, that's going to have to go into a sweater, shawl, something. So, yeah. Those of you that are new, this is the first time you've seen my IKEA shelves, I guess, that are put together. Basically, I put yarns of like weights, like this right here is DK weight in sport up on top. This is more fingering. I have a lot of fingering. Fingering. I have worsted down here behind the subscribe pillow. You can probably see it. And a couple balkies too. And then behind me, I have more fingering. So, yeah, I'm sure I can find something that will go with this. Here is a skein of some beautiful Madeline Tosh, and this is the Tosh sock, which really isn't sock, it's just merino. Yeah, called fingering, okay? This is in the logwood colorway. Don't know if they still make it or not, because this has been in a storage unit for almost 4 years. It looks like a raven scarf to me. Those of you that don't know, I'm a huge Baltimore Ravens and Baltimore Orioles fan, particularly the Ravens. I'm a football girl. And this is, gosh, does anybody here remember Cherry Tree Hill yarn? She would buy out, I think, a lot of stores that were going out of business. She would buy the lot of yarn. Then she also dyed her own. I think she was up in the New England area. And this is some of her super sock silk. And I remember balling this up before I had a Swift and all of the things that go with it. This is the colorway, not that you can get this any longer, but this is Death Becomes Her, and it's 85% superwash merino and 15% silk. So it would make a nice, sock. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And then looks like I have some undyed merino here, balled up. I obviously had something in mind. There's no pattern, no, nothing. So, words of wisdom. When you decide to do something like we did and leave for 4 years, and you leave half of your knitting supplies, just saying you might label them, leave a pattern in there of what you were working on, probably would make life a little simpler. So, yeah, so far so pretty, huh? No works in progress yet. All right. And here we go. We have scads of fabric, quilting fabric, and it looks like I had something in mind. I don't know whether you can see these, but they look Civil War prints. I know I was in a Civil War fabric club at one point, so this may be, this is Marcus Brothers Textiles. I have no idea if they are in business any longer. I haven't really been in the quilting world, but look at some of these beautiful fabrics. Now, obviously, these all go together. Let's see if I can show them all at once. These are all in the same colorway. And then I have some lights over here. A lot of fat quarters. Yeah, that obviously went with that other. Yeah, so I've got a lot of sorting to do with quilting fabrics. Oh wait, there's more. Here's some, it looks like I bought enough for maybe a backing of a quilt. Obviously had plans. Or maybe not. I shouldn't say that. My mind works similar to that of a ADHD mind. I get ideas. I'd like to say that I was really creative. And here's more of those Civil War-ish type of fabrics in a purple palette. And those are very nice. And more fat quarters, obviously purchased for something. Won't this be fun? Yarn. Oh, I don't think they make this stuff anymore. This is Plymouth Yarn Company, and it's Gina. And this is 100% wool. And it looks like I have 4 skeins of that. You know, it's kind of their knockoff from Noro, I guess. But I don't know whether you can really see those colors. Look at that teal and the hot pink. That should really make something pretty. I have no idea. Any thoughts? 100% wool, Florida. And then I have, of course, there's a skein of fingering, which is Malabrigo. And this is Archangel, and I do know that they still make that. And this is in the sock yarn, 440 yards, not stitches. And I guess this is 100% wool. You see how beautiful that is? Oh, I love that stuff. I don't recognize the bag from any yarn shop. Don't know. And here are my sock blockers from yesteryear. They have a sheep on them. There's no, I don't know where I purchased them. Maybe at a, I don't know. I wouldn't have a clue. But there's more. Of course, there's more. Oh gosh, this isn't even my color. I don't know where this came from. This is single ply. Dill, Malabrigo. And this is 51% silk and 49% merino. There's 150 yards in each skein. And it is pretty, I have to say. I mean, it's lovely. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is what? 750 yards of single ply. So no sweaters, not sure what that will come of that, but this isn't even really my color of green. I mean, I like it, but it's not something that I would typically. Yeah, but it's pretty. So that's Dill, Malabrigo. In the comments below, I want you to put what you're seeing in here. What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite? If you have 2 favorites, put those in there. Oh, more yarn. Oh, a 10-pack of cool wool. I love this stuff. And I don't want to open it up necessarily. These are 50 grams. And the color is 19. And there it's 50% wool, 50% cotton. And this is 109 yards. So there is about 1,000 yards there. So that could make a really nice tee for the summer. Good find. I will open it. Just, it's easy to open up here. I didn't see this. I thought this one you had to, it's kind of a brown, sagey brown. And the color is 19. And I'm sure you can't get this any longer. But cool wool. I like her stuff. I have not found any that I didn't like of hers. I've made some things along the way with not this wool, but different wools of hers. They were very, very nice. Oh goodness, look at this. No idea where I got all this stuff. This is all Elon wool. And there's some tweeds in here. There's two, I must have been thinking hats for Christmas because there's like 2 of each. Let me see if this is easy to open. Because you want to see the yarn. Okay, I have 2 Highland wools in a cream color. Is Elon even in business any longer? Does anybody know? I'm sure, and here's some brown. I remember purchasing this stuff. I did it online, and I can't remember where it was online. And this is Filati, fine. This is part acrylic, 40% acrylic, and there's 208 yards in each one of fingering. And then we have 2 of these. You see my limited palette back then. I really was into neutrals and darks. I lived in Baltimore when I bought this. And I have, maybe I had an idea for those. I don't know. But there's some acrylic in that and some wool. And then this is some Highland Donegal, and there's 2 of these, and 109 yards in both of those. So I know I was thinking hats, these single plies for people, but as you see, they didn't get done. So let me put those back in plastic bag. Maybe that idea will come back. So let me know if you know if Elon is even in business any longer. I'll have to retape that. And then I have a whole 10-pack of Mission Falls. This is 85 yards in 50 gram. And this was probably something I thought of as, this probably was a deal. It's what I have to say. I had bought some of and I think I showed it to you last week, that I had some Mission Falls, and I was probably thinking some color work, because this is 100% wool, although it's plied. All right, what we got in here? I love looking, oh my goodness, I've got ribbons. Oh look, 'tis the season. Oh, Raven's ribbon. Yeah, I remember making wreaths, and yeah. So I have a whole bag of that. Interesting the stuff that you buy. And then there's more quilting fabric. Any of you quilt? I haven't quilted for 5 years. And more fat quarters. There's a lot here. And a couple more. I think this is all from that Civil War club that I was in. Out of Gettysburg. There was a quilt shop that I took some classes. Oh my goodness. What have I got here? It looks like I was pulling that out. Looks like a scarf. I don't know why I was pulling it out. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. But there's that. I kind of rescue some yarn like I need it. Yeah. And then there's a whole nother. This is what happens to the giant bags after a while when you leave them in storage. They're not eaten. It's just they disintegrate. So, oh my. I wondered where this got to. Some Woolmeise. I like blue and greens together. And I happened to, this was the time when you had to get on their website like at 1 in the morning and just start hitting things and hopefully you'd get something. Yeah, that's from these days. And then I have, oh geez, I don't need to buy another skein of yarn. I need to have a minion that works for me here. And then I have 2 more of these. This is these are 100% wool. They have a little bit of purple in them. These 2 are 100% wool. I really like that color. These 3 are all different, but could be placed into the same. And I have a couple behind me in here too that I gotta start knitting. This is sock yarn. And these, at that time, when I would order these, they were like oopsies. She put oopsies on there. And yeah, none of these have colors on them. So, you know, they're oopsies and a lot of times it was because they were over 150 grams or under 150 grams. So yeah, so I have, look at those. Aren't they beautiful? Yeah. If you've never worked with this yarn, it's worth the money. I hate to say it. Oh, this is my fast turn when I was doing a lot more sewing. So that's in there. More bits. And see, I have cedar stuff in there. So this is some Valley gray. Not very pretty yarn. But I guess sometimes if you need some gray to put in, you know, like a Afghan or something, this would work. This is 50% merino and 50% tencel. I don't think I've ever used it. And this is ultra alpaca in a beautiful shade of blue green, and it's wrapped. I'm not going to take it out. And this is in a bag. where I have all my quilting stuff for my machine, my rulers. Rulers that I've bought over the years. So that's all sewing stuff. And I found some size 15 needles, and these are size 10 straight needles. And I have a place that I'm storing them right there. Then it looks like I have a stray, this might be stroll. And then I have, this appears to be a whole ball rolled of Woolmeise. And then one more thing in this decrepit bag. This was likely in the sale bin somewhere because I'm not known for chunky yarns. But this is Encore Mega from Plymouth. 75% acrylic and wool, but I probably picked it up for hat, scarf, something like that. And, oh my goodness. Here's another. This is 184 grams. And that's why it was on the not good enough to sell. And got some cedar here, and it looks like that's it. What do you think? Was that worth it? That's a lot of stuff. So I'm going to put this back in and put some of the Woolmeise over here. Put all of it there to remind me that it's beautiful and I need to work it. And leave these packs in here. And I'll get my sock blockers out, and I might hang those on the wall. Right? Stay upright. And yeah, I definitely had a palette in Baltimore that was gray ish, for lack of a better word. I have so much fabric. I need to get sewing, I need to get knitting, I need to get winding things up. But really, there's not a thing here that I don't really love. Ah, here's the other half of that sock yarn, wherever I put that. I'll have to look through, but this is Deborah Norville Serenity sock weight. That must have been a purchase that probably, did at Walmart and on a travel trip. That's all I have to say. I think that's why I would have something like that. Yeah, I wasn't really particularly fond of her wool. But yeah, I'm pretty jacked about all this. There's a lot of stuff here, and I wonder what I was making with this, what pattern, because it looks like it gets bigger, and I guess I just didn't like the way it was working up. Since I certainly didn't leave a pattern idea in there. So, did you have as much fun as I did? That was pretty fun. All right. Next time, I'll hopefully have some news on my health and maybe some more knitting. Yeah, it's been very fun to do this. Thanks for hanging out with me while I did it. Much more fun than if I just did it by myself. So I'll see you the next time. Knit in peace.